Namaskar. The 14th point of 16 points is called Dharma Chakra. The term was introduced about 2500 years ago by Lord Buddha. And it means the Dharma is spirituality and chakra is circle or nucleus. So in the context of 16 points, Dharma Chakra means collective meditation. The word describes a proper, a certain way to do collective meditation. But before I go there, I would like to describe the concept of Dharma a little bit more, discuss it a little bit more. So what is Dharma? Dharma is the very essential characteristic of the object. For example, how do we know that this is water? There is water flowing, the river. And I know the water is there. So how do I know it is the water? The water is liquid. The water it can dissolve things. It has certain taste. And it has a number of characteristics, number of qualities. If it becomes below zero, it will become hard. If it will become above 100 degrees Celsius, it will become vapor. So by all those characteristics, if I lay forward all those characteristics before a person, the person will know, oh, this is water. You are talking about water. Similarly, fire. Fire is something which burns things to ashes. There is a process of oxygenation, chemical reaction, and as a result, most of the thing is no more, and a little bit of ashes are there, and the heat is produced. So we say it is a fire. So those characteristics of the objects, they are called dharmas. They are essential characteristics, and without them, for example, if this water wouldn't be flowing, if it would be just very hard at the normal temperature, I wouldn't say it is water, I would say, oh, it is a rock actually. It is not a water. So that essential characteristic of the object is called dharma. And there are three types of dharmas. One is called Vastu Dharma, and the physical science, the material science studies the Vastu Dharma. What are the qualities of oxygen? What are the qualities of hydrogen? And how they mix, how they react with each other, how to produce new materials. All those studies, they are in the framework of Vastu Dharma, the Dharma of non-living things. Then there is another one called Jaivi Dharma, Dharma of living things. What a rabbit needs to survive, what kind of food the rabbit eats, what kind of environment we need to create for that rabbit to prosper and to multiply, and we study all the characteristics, and then also we study the psychology of living things. Those are the emotions of the horse, those are emotions of the birds, those are intellectual capacities of the dog and the parrots and the human beings also. In human beings we have our biology, and the human beings we have our psychology. And this Jaivi Dharma, the very, very basic, which is common to all, is Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, and Maituna, the eating instinct, sleeping instinct, fear instinct, and procreation instinct. Those are very like the basic psychology of all living things, common to all. And then that common psychology, it develops and it manifests as a multifarious, instinctive and emotional expressions. And by difference, through difference in those expressions, we understand a different species, we understand a different humans also, different psychologies. So that is Jaivi Dharma, to understand the psychology and understand the biology of living things. And then there is something very special to humans, is the Dharma not of human body and not of human mind, but of the human consciousness, which is reflected in human mind and human body. And that special Dharma, special characteristic of human consciousness, is called Manava Dharma, human Dharma. Or another name is Bhagavata Dharma. Bhagavata means divine Dharma, because the true humanity is divinity. To become divine, you have to become true human. So that is Manava Dharma or Bhagavata Dharma. So this Dharma Chakra is about cultivating the Manava Dharma, the Bhagavata Dharma in ourselves. To find what really makes us human. Am I human because I am eating? Am I human because I am sleeping? Am I human because I am doing business? Am I human because I am making money? Am I human because I am intellectual? No, there is something, because the dog is also intellectual, though less intellectual than the human, but still intellectual. Still there is a thinking process in the monkey also. So how we are different from those creatures? What is the special gift? What is the special endowment of a human being, and how to develop and how to cultivate it? That is Dharma Chakra. So human Dharma, it is considered, actually I should record one entire big lectures on the topic of Dharma, but just shortly I will say. The human Dharma is about 4 spiritual or divine instincts. Just like there is a physical instinct, to eat, to sleep, to procreate and to fear. So likewise there are 4 divine instincts. First one is to expand. There is this feeling for expansion. When this feeling is directed towards the physical realm, it becomes greed. Like animals, they have greed, but not so much as human beings. They will eat and they will sleep. They don't have to accumulate all the food, all the land in the earth to become complete, because they just eat, they just use what they need, and they don't aspire for more. But human being is a different story. We approach very near to consciousness, and the contact of human mind with the consciousness is very, very tight. The consciousness is infinite, and that consciousness inspires human mind, and we feel, internally we feel that we are actually infinite. There is infinite thirst and infinite capacity, infinite potential within us. So we long for expansion, to become what we really are. I am not satisfied with this much. I have done this experiment so many times during like my offline lectures. I would ask people, so what do you want? And then different ideas. And then I ask, okay, you want help, but what for? Okay, you want money, but what for? Okay, you want harmony, but what for? Okay, you want to have good relationship, but what for? Finally we would arrive. Oh, we want happiness. Then I say, okay, very fine. We all want happiness. But how much happiness do we want? Is it okay this much? If I give you this much, is enough? No. Okay, this much? This much? This much? And then finally, as we play, people realize that actually it will never be enough. Because there is only happiness when there is increase. At the moment of increasing, you feel, oh, that was good. But already very next second you're thinking that actually is a little bit, is just a little more and it will be enough. So that instinct for the expansion, that greed within us, is actually the first divine characteristic. We are so greedy because we are so divine. That is why. Because we feel the thirst of consciousness. The consciousness aspires to return home, to become as it is, infinite. And then we try to fulfill that thirst by taking the limited objects and throwing them into ourselves. But it doesn't matter how much we throw. We can throw you know, the cars, we can throw you know, people, we can throw projects, we can throw so many things. But that emptiness which is within is not filled up, and we still feel empty, we still feel hungry, we still feel thirsty. So the expansion is the first characteristic. We must expand. And dharmic way, the human way, the harmonious way, is to let go of the expansion in the physical realm. I don't need to expand in the physical realm. I don't need to expand so much in the psychic realm. The physical realm is limited. If I expand too much, if I get that much money per month, then maybe somebody will have to live with this much. You know, this accumulation, the resources of the planet is limited. So I have to understand what is my allotted share on this planet. The capitalism doesn't agree with that. Capitalism believes in the growth economy, which is destroying our planet, because we don't want to accept that there is a certain share for me of the resources on the planet, and I feel that I deserve more and I need more. And that cannot be stopped, because if we try to suppress people, then there will be reaction within. Like communism, they try to suppress the people, but there was no happiness also. So this cannot be done through force. This cannot be done through preaching, because people still feel that thirst within. It can only be done when this thirst for infinity is satisfied elsewhere. The intellectual realm. If you acquire intellectual capability, you are not depriving anybody. The intellectual realm is much vaster, and by acquiring intellectual property in your mind, by acquiring knowledge, by acquiring wisdom, you are not depriving anybody from their due, from their resources. So everybody can acquire as much of knowledge, as much of intellectual power as possible, and it's okay. But when you move in that realm of intellectuality, you find that there is the wall. You are there, but you are not getting actually infinite. You understand this knowledge is, the more I know that I don't know. So intellect at one point, it surrenders, it understands, I cannot know everything. I cannot acquire everything of this intellectual realm. So then there is this another awakening happens. You understand that your intellect is still limited, but then there is something really unlimited, and that is the spiritual sphere, spiritual domain. And through that, by merging in that spiritual stance, I will truly become infinite. So when the thirst is redirected there, it solves all the problems of humanity. You become finally happy and you become finally satisfied. So to cultivate that urge for expansion, to direct it properly into the spiritual realm, you do the practice of collective meditation, because it refreshes, it awakens you. If the collective meditation is not done, or other things like jhama niyama and meditation, then you forget that inspirative goal of the consciousness, and you start to direct your thirst in the material world, and then it turns the divine spoils, the milk becomes, you know, sour milk, and it becomes greed, just greed, and it brings suffering in life. So to redirect the emotions into the highest expression, we do Dharma Chakra. So this is one thing. Another thing, when the mind expands, the wavelengths of the mind expands. When the mind is small, it cannot understand large. But when the mind enlarges, it can grasp the largeness of the cosmic. So when you expand, you come in resonance you come in tune, in the same dance. You dance with the cosmic flow. Maybe not with the highest waves of the cosmic flow, but with the certain waves of the cosmic flow. There are multitude of waves. It starts the bhava from the lower, and then you go higher, 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 higher. So when you dance with the cosmic wave, when your mind is in that rhythm, you experience it as a joy and bliss. And that is a special taste. So the name for the second characteristic of the human dharma is rasa. Rasa means taste. Rasa means flow. You are enjoying the taste of the divine. So to come together, to enjoy that taste, to enjoy that bliss, to enjoy that atmosphere is also a part of collective meditation process. Then there is seva. Seva is to do something noble. It is actually our need. It is our need. We all want to be recognized that this person is a respectable man, is a respectable woman. He does something noble, something great for society. So that need is there. I want to be useful. I want to do something for others. So that actually there is this confusion, because we are brought up with this idea of selfishness, that I should do something more for myself, and better I am, the happier I will be. But this is a misconception, because human beings are truly happy when they serve others, when they help others, when they try to uplift others, to uplift the entire humanity, to uplift the entire society. So another portion of Dharmachakra is to unite with other peoples and to create chemistry, to create a platform for service, to discuss how we can help other beings, what we can do collectively, what project we can start, what service we can do to help others. So that is also. So seva is to selfless service. Means I'm not doing something because I'm getting money for that, but I'm doing something because I truly want to contribute to the welfare of humanity. That is another portion. And when these three are followed, you are making effort to expand your mind. And when you repeat mantra, this is what happens. The rhythm of the mantra will just expand the wave of the mind. And especially when you do it collectively with others, there will be this atmosphere created, and there will be so many doors and windows of the mind opened. You will just see the world with the different eyes. After collective meditation, this is how I feel, is just the so many doors and windows open, and you peer into another dimension of reality, and it's a beautiful thing. So regular practice of that expands the mind. You become different person. And then secondly, due to expansion, the bliss occurs. You experience devotion, you experience divine love, and you experience that taste of ecstasy. This is another thing. And then finally, service. We are together. Let us do something good for others. First, let me serve these people, my brothers in meditation, my sisters in meditation. Let me bring something. Let me cook the food for them. Let me prepare a poem. Let me prepare a speech, a presentation, something. Let me make this event of collective meditation colorful. So I'm serving first this small company around me. And then when everybody tries to serve each other, when everyone comes with the idea, like some people, they say, oh, I don't go for collective meditation because at home I feel better concentration. It happens because collective meditation creates such a powerful vibration that it will straighten the mind, and it will start removing different distortions from the mind. And when it happens, you subjectively experience it as many thoughts rising, just like a bubbles. If you take the bottle of carbonated water and then you heat it like this, then the bubbles will come. So with the collective meditation, it's just like bam, and then all the bubbles from the subconscious, unconscious mind, they all rises, and then person experiences, oh, it is very hard to concentrate during collective meditation. Sometimes it happens, but later on, as you progress with your practice, you enjoy the beauty. But people say, oh, actually I feel better do the meditation at home. It's good, I'm good, I don't need to have this collective meditation. But that is against the spirit of Dharma. You believe, you feel that if I'm going to go there, I am going to serve, even with my energy, even with my vibration, I'm going to help others to progress on the spiritual path. I'm not going for myself, I'm going for others. Let me bring something. Instead of taking, instead of hoping to get something, let me bring something, let me give something. And with this ideation, when everybody comes wanting to contribute, it becomes heaven. It becomes a heavenly atmosphere. So that, and then once the opportunities to serve within that small circle is no more, you try to find opening to another larger amount of people and try to give something of your love to them by feeding people, by, you know, whatever is necessary in the location. Like for example, in the countries which are struggling in the physical realm, it is good to make food and give to the people who have not eaten, or you can find. And then in the developed societies there are many psychological problems and need to serve by giving yoga classes, by teaching meditation, and by creating the work opportunities which are satisfying for the soul. So by caring for ecology, by cleaning the environment, there are so many ways to serve. So these people, when they meditate together, they draw the inspiration out of love. When you get the feeling of bliss in your mind, then you're overflowing with that bliss. And when you cannot hold it anymore within, and when you want to share that bliss with others, that is called love. Just like a cloud is full of water and cannot hold anymore and pours with that water, down that water flows. So when you have that inner fullness and out of that fullness you act and you share, that is called love. So that love is the part of spirituality. First create that love, then share that love. And then when you follow these three, expand your mind, be in the state of bliss, enjoy the taste. It's very, very important. In mysticism, it's not books, it's not that what you read intellectually, but it's this divine atmosphere, the divine flow that you are enjoying the new world. This is what is important. And you create that atmosphere and you enjoy in that. And then finally you do service. You give yourself to others. So these three, if you follow, then fourth happens. Fourth is so-called tat-sthiti, or that state is when you become one with God. So by virtue of these three, this human dharma is so interesting. It's so inspiring actually. When you fulfill the three instincts, the fourth is fulfilled. The fourth is that you feel one with God. Not only you, but other people also feel that you are one with God because of your radiation, because of your inspiration, because of your divinity. So when you do proper Dharma chakra, then other people start to perceive that energy within you, which is so precious. And the world is so thirsty for that spiritual energy, for the touch of spirituality. Okay, now let me finish, little more time. Dharma Chakra is a practice of collective meditation. You come together, you sing together. In some other video I will explain the process, how it is done. You sing together Kirtan, Lalita Marmika, do the dance, sing Bhavanam Kevalam, and after that preparation, you sit and then you sing the mantra called Sangha Chadvam, and I will explain some other time. Then you meditate, then you sing the mantra Nityam Shuddham, then you do the process of Guru Puja, I will explain also later. And then you read some spiritual books, and you talk, you have discussion on spirituality, maybe share meal. This is it. But what happens when so many minds, they focus on one idea? It becomes a resonance. Everyone starts to resonate. There is this vibrational field is created, and when you enter that vibrational field, you are immediately getting elevated. One time I was in India. I was very sick. First time in India I was, I think, during the 1 month, maybe 5 times sick. And I was very sick, so much fever and the running nose, and I felt very bad. And I was walking by, there was one place in Anandanagar in India, and there was one place when my brothers and sisters, they were doing Akhanda Kirtan, is the practice of long singing of the mantra. And it was so beautiful, so charming. I thought, okay, I will go just 5 minutes, enjoy a little bit of that, because I feel so bad, I need to rest, but I will go there for 5 minutes. So I went there, and they were playing, full, like, it's like a flow of I don't know what, the flow of light. And then I entered there, put my arms up, and I went. For another 3 hours I just was lost there. And then after 3 hours I feel I'm actually not sick, I'm healthy. What happened? How is this? Because I was just like I was sucked into this world of divine ideation, and I was crying, I was laughing. It was so incredibly beautiful and unforgettable. So this is Dharma Chakra, the resonance that everybody, you, everybody, maybe I'm 1 year practitioners, maybe I'm 20 years practitioners, but when we are uniting in one flow, everyone thinking about the same, everyone ideating the same consciousness, the field is created which elevates everybody. That is Dharma Chakra. So it is advised. Dharma Chakra is just like, I don't know if you have the habit of going to sauna. I'm living in a cold place, and it is very cold in the winter, sometimes -30. And there is this sauna, the place where you heat it, it is very hot, and you go there and you stay in a very like 100 degrees, almost boiling temperature, and you make yourself very, very hot. So after sauna, your body is very hot. And then you come outside, which is -30, but your body is so hot that you're enjoying that cold. You are there, and the body is just steaming, and you're not feeling cold at all. And for some time, maybe for 10-15 minutes, you're not going to feel cold. It's just, you are, So I am comparing that with the effect of collective meditation. We live in society. Whenever we meet a person, when we talk, we exchange our energies. And then sometimes we feel tired from people. Some people are positive, and after talking with them we feel charged. And some people are very superficial and at the materialistic level. And after talking with them, you feel like, I need to sleep, I need to rest. And it's like we feel that we are losing the energy. So it is a common problem for the meditators. you elevate your mind, and then you go to the world and you lose everything of that. And then how to do? If, for example, your environment, if your colleagues, if your relatives, if your friends, they're not at that frequency, what to do? There are two options. One option is to sever the relationship, and this is not option. If you drop them, if you leave them, it is not very spiritual actually. But they suck your blood. Then what to do? Then you need to have a lot of energy for yourself and for everybody. So collective meditation is such a practice. You do it once a week and then get so much energy that entire week, just like after sauna, for 15 minutes you don't feel cold. So for entire week you don't feel cold. You don't lose inspiration in meditation. You are inspired to do meditation. You want to wake up early. You want to sit and you want to progress in meditation. This is the signs that you have enough of spiritual energy. And when you force yourself to meditate, oh, I must meditate, it means already you have been bankrupted. And it means that you need urgently to attend collective meditation. So once a week that effect lasts. Actually, if you are careful. When I started, we were doing collective meditation twice a week. And from Sunday to Wednesday it was okay, but from Wednesday to Sunday I was feeling like, another day. Somehow I'm already losing inspiration in my meditation. I just need collective meditation. And then after collective meditation, now another 3 days I'm fine, I'm good. But then later on it became okay, just once a week. If I do, it's fine for me. So it is very important to do collective meditation, to do Dharma chakra. Dharma chakra, the chakra is circle. So circle of people who remind you the practice in such a circle where you cultivate your divine qualities. Maybe you have forgotten that you are divine. Maybe you have remembered your psychological needs, biological needs, but you are not remembering spiritual needs. So in Dharma chakra, you revive that divinity, you revive that humanity, and you remember, these are my needs. Not only you remember intellectually, but you feel the desire. I want to succeed in the spirituality. And that inspiration is everything. If you have everything. So that is Dharma chakra. There is nothing more important in human life. To do twice a day individual meditation, to do once a week collective meditation, and to do once in 3 months or maybe once in 6 months a big collective meditation, which is like 3 days retreat, 3 days seminar, when you are 4 or 5 times per day you are doing meditation together, maybe 100 people together, maybe 300 people together. You are meditating together and creating that huge stock of spiritual energy. So in that rhythm, if you move, you are never gonna lose inspiration. You always be fresh. You always be just inspired. So that is the very secret part of success in the spiritual life. And many people, they don't understand. Even when I initiate people, when I teach meditation, I say, you consider you need to do collective meditation. Oh yeah. And then next time I meet, I don't feel inspiration. It's very much struggle. Say this. I told you do collective meditation, because if you do, you don't have these struggles. You don't have these difficulties. You just always feel inspired, and you don't understand why he is not inspired, why she is not inspired, because they are not doing the thing that they need. They are not fulfilling their spiritual needs. So, yeah, I will try to elaborate more, because it becomes a very long video now. I will try to elaborate more and explain the procedure of collective meditation in the further videos. So, thank you very much for your attention. I hope that there is now understanding of this Dharma chakra. Thank you. Namaskar.